my attack, I doubt that you're ready. When I plan my attack, I doubt that you're ready. When I plan my attack, I doubt that you're ready.
I got started because I seen my older cousin. He was a DJ at the time. He was working at a very, very, very popular club at the time called 1018s in Manhattan, and he used to like open up for like the main DJ there. But I mean, you know, I used to go by his house and he used to, you know, practice and everything like that. And I was like, you know, one day you got to bring me to the club. So he brought me to the club one day, like snuck me in. I was like, you know, I was 11 years old. I was in a club. This is great. But something happened in the club. I don't remember what the situation was, but I remember what happened. He left. He gave me the headphones. He was like, you have to play the next record because I have to go do something. Just play it. And I played it, and he came up after I played it. He says, who played that? And I was like, I did. He goes, it was perfect. And I was like, it was? He was like, yeah, that was good. And he brushed it off, but, you know, meanwhile in my head, I'm like, it was perfect. Got myself some Gemini belt drive turntables, you know, a whack-ass Gemini mixer, and I never stopped.
I always saw, like, the mixed DJs at house parties, and I saw them, and they were, like, not so great. Like, I was like, if I had those turntables or whatever that thing in the middle is that they're moving around, I bet you I'd kill it. And they have hella girls with them. They got girls galore, like, just draped over them. And I was like, man, I want to be like that. That's like being a pimp without having to pimp.
I actually bought a videotape that the Visible Scratch Pickles made, which showed, it was called, it was like a tutorial for scratching. And it just inspired me. I was like, well, that's something that I haven't seen.
Bay Area is without a doubt the scratch capital of the world. Where I'm from, we didn't have like too much exposure to like videos and stuff like that early. We just listened to like a lot of people on tape or whatever on record and try to build off that sound that we had at the time. Since I moved out here, you know, it's just being around the level of DJ, you know, like the high skill level DJs, you know, my style has skyrocketed, like my skill level, my execution, everything has just been fine-tuned and focused.
The first time I put my hands on a turntable was the 88. It was a busted ass turntable that I got from the swap meet. I grabbed 2 home stereos with turntables on top of them and just started rocking with that. The first gig was in San Diego. I was super scared, man. I was crazy scared, but I started doing my set. They just got up, man. They were like, yeah, that's just sick. And I knew after that point, man, that's what I want to do, man. I want to be on stage and I want to rock shit.
My brother, DJ Swift Rock, started doing the whole like turntablism thing. I just thought that was like really dope. Kind of caught me onto it, so here I am.
Most of my musical influences, you could say, is pretty much Kiss, Metallica, Queen. Like that's where my heart lies. That's what I listen to when I'm in the car or when I'm on the plane. I love James Brown. I love Parliament Funkadelic. I love, you know, all different stuff like that.
Hip-hop all the way for me. It's in my blood. I used to stay up late at night just to listen to the radio so I could record and have it on tape. I used to bring a boombox, like a radio to school, when the teachers used to always follow me, like, turn that music down.
There's an old group called Supernatural Turntable Artists, and I believe one's on the video already, DJ Swift Rock. ISP showed us stuff like Qbert and Yoga Frog and D-Styles and Shortcut. Those guys were major influences.
Hip-hop, rap, R&B, slow jams, like 50s, 60s, disco, retro, you name it. I mean, I'm just like one of those types of DJs that like to explore. I listen to like a lot of like old jazz and stuff, like Bob James and Miles Davis, like all that type of stuff. John Coltrane. I see a lot of funk in what they do, and it's like a lot of inspiration to the way I scratch. I would really want to have as my mentor would probably be DJ High Tech or DJ Premier. They have so much to offer. They do everything differently. I mean, they set their mark. Exactly what I want to do. Just make
it'd be D-Styles. To me, man, he's like the sickest cutter ever. You know, just for his patterns, man, it's just ridiculous. That guy you cannot get with. You can't be a New Jack, man.
Turntablism. It's expression of creativity through a turntable, plain and simple.
I make music. You know, DJs play other people's music, and I make my own. A turntablist is a compositionist.
I used to get very offended by people saying, it's not an instrument. It's not the same. How can you say that? If the kazoo is a freaking instrument, bro, how are you going to deny me a turntable being an instrument? Come on, man.
I mean, I play with round pieces of plastic for a living. I make music out of other people's music. It's like, I think it's incredible if you really think about it. Like, technology is basically why I do it. It's the sickest thing in the world if you think about it. Music that's on a piece of plastic, traveling through a needle, through a plastic, it's just incredible. Technology to me is the reason why I do it, because I'm a science fiction freak, and I'm a technology freak, and I'm gadget boy, and if you really, really sit down and think about it, look at a turntable and look how sound is projected through a turntable, and it'll start bugging you out.
It's an instrument. It's an instrument. If I can get up and show you, okay, this is an instrument, or really, no it's not, watch this, and show you, you have no choice but to bear witness. I used to get highly offended over that, but not anymore. I don't have to anymore. Somewhere someone is creating a sound that's different from what you hear day to day.
When hip-hop first started, it was an MC, but the MC had the DJ in the background playing the music. How was the rapper going to rap if he didn't have no music?
The DJ would be way in the back somewhere, and he'd have a little break with the MC, da 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 da, and ticka 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 ticka, all right, da 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 da, and that's it for you. Coming off the top, the DJ was the sole control of the show, but never got the respect of that. The MC's out at all the parties. The MC gets all the women, I'll repeat. The DJ's home, mastering his craft, because he has to control the whole show. It's always the MC, whereas now DJs are getting record deals, and DJs don't need MCs to do shows. DJs are getting booked.
People are afraid of the record skipping, so they don't use DJs no more. They just use DATs. And I think it's wrong. I think it's wrong. It's sad too. A rapper should always have a DJ in the background playing the music.
Hip-hop culture, I guess, doesn't really have a certain meaning to me, because I mean, I guess it's just a way of life for me, whatever. If I didn't live the hip-hop culture, then I wouldn't, I guess I could critique it more. But if people say, oh yeah, you live that life, whatever like that, but I mean, it's just how life is.
Hip-hop culture is broken down to 4 elements. There's breaking, which is b-boying, like the dancers, the ones that do like all the b-boying and stuff. There's a DJ. Without the DJ, a lot of the other essence would have never started. There's the MC, which is like the rapper, and then there's also the graffiti, like the artwork, the Eversoul art and stuff like that. So that's hip-hop right there.
Okay. Hip-hop started out in the streets. It's a product of the streets. It was born in the streets, and it stays in the streets. Hip-hop culture in itself has taken a lot of heat in the past years. At the same time, we're starting to gain recognition. It's starting to become one of the most dominant formats of music these days, Like a lot of our chart toppers are hip-hop artists. The culture of hip-hop like reflects off of everything that I do. The words, the slang that we say, the way we walk, the way we dress, this kind of the way I let my pants sag, like the sloppy untucked shirt, everything, it's like, okay, he's either lazy or he's a hip-hop kid, And of course I'm a lazy hip-hop kid, but it all reflects on everything that we do.
There's so many cultures within the culture. There's so many things within this realm. It's incredible, and that's what intrigues me. That's what really intrigues me, that everybody has their own style and everybody's so creative. That's what I love about it.
It's for anybody, I think. I think it's probably the most multicultural culture, I think, or like it doesn't matter what race, it doesn't matter what creed or whatever, it's always just hip hop. It brings everything together, and I think that's probably like the best thing about hip hop.
We pretty much know each other You know, if there's going to be an event, we know who's throwing the event. You know, we'll know who'll be at the event. You know, it's like our own circle, and the circle just is getting worldwide and bigger and bigger. Unlike, you know, this stuff you see on TV today and stuff like that. Everybody within you know, the real hip hop culture is cool, is down to earth, is, you know, outgoing, is happy to meet other people. Hey, what's up? Nice to meet you. What's going on? My name is this. Let's hook up. Let's make some money. Let's do this. All right, cool. That's how it is to me. But, you know, I mean, socially, I mean, you could tell though. You could tell when somebody's in the hip hop culture or not, because, you know, like a family.
It really brings a good unity to people. But, you know, I mean, obviously when like, you watch the news, like, you know, like they'll have, oh, Cash Money started a riot or something. But I mean, that's their type of hip hop. If it's negative, it'll come out negative. But I mean, the hip hop, you know, I love like the like the hardcore 4 elements kind of stuff. You don't see that. It's all love. Like they're just there to, you know, like represent what they have, their talent. And man, it's pretty cool. I mean, like just to have all that stuff in, like, you know, one house is cool, you know. And how I see things, like, you can't have anything without the DJ, at least.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to be an MC, you don't have to be a breaker, but you could be someone that appreciates hip-hop and has a love for it, you know? Like, before I started DJing, I mean, I didn't even know I was going to be a DJ, and I used to still dress like hip-hop because that's what I liked to listen to, that's what I like watching, that's what when I walked down the streets and I saw, like, nice murals, that's what I like looking at. So, yeah, I mean, you don't have to be musically, you know, be a DJ or be a rapper or anything. You could just be a regular person that just loves the culture.
I've been around the world, and I saw that this music brings all these colors together, all these races together, and no one wants to bash each other's head in, no one's talking shit, no one's quoting any history, no one's doing any bullshit. Everyone is there vibing to the music and having a good time to the music, sharing their different styles, adding to this culture, and everyone goes home happy.
I see it as our music. Like, MCing is our language, b-boying is our dancing, graffiti's are like our written word, and DJing is our music. It just, when you hear it, you just feel something. It's a part of life. If you live this life, you're part of it, and you go through the hustle trying to earn a living. That's just like regular living. I mean, there's two different kind of lifestyles. There's the lifestyle where you live the bling, which is like you're making so much money, you have a house, you have a boat, you have 3 houses. Well, what am I gonna say? And you know, and you're living the life, you know, as what every superstar should be. You know, then there's the other life of hip hop where you struggle to make that money, which is like an everyday 9-to-5 job, but you still love hip hop. Hip hop is expanding, and I'm really happy people are embracing it, you know, and people are taking it seriously now.
When they say, like, you know, hip hop is like kind of garbage, like rap is noise and scratching is noise, and graffiti is like, you know, like vandalism. I mean, they're not seeing the whole picture, because, you know, when it first started in the Bronx, that was their culture. That's all they had. And, like, we're fortunate to have it, like, spread all over the world, basically. And, you know, like, back in the Egyptian days, that's how their culture was. They had their music, they had their writing, the instruments, and, you know, that's how we got our art's the graffiti, and our music's, like, the turntable music and everything. And then MC's our voice of the hip-hop culture.
My title in '98, because when you start DJing, it's like your goal in life, or, you know, your whole dream is to be a world champion. Like, I want to win, you know, and you're up there, like, okay, you're like a list of DJs with you, and they say your name is first place. It's like, oh my God, you know, that's it, my life's over. I've done it, you know. But
the most beautiful moment that I had in DJing would have to be the first time I went out to New York for ITF Teams. We got 3rd place out of 4 groups, but we were the underdogs. We were young. We were like, the oldest one was, I'm the oldest one, and I was 18 at that time, I believe. And we got 3rd place, so we beat out somebody.
Competing for the World Finals in 2000 as in the team category. It was very, very exhilarating, even though we ended up getting 2nd. You know, it was just the fact that I actually made it that far with my team.
All I could hear was the music, and I was able to get my point across with, like, pretty much zero mistakes, and I mean that's kind of pretty much the best you can wish for, you know, when you're on stage, because I mean some pretty bad things can happen when you're on stage. I mean, for performers, I ended up winning, you know, and that was, you know, just icing on the cake.
I was judging for a battle at the DMC, and then like after that battle was done, all these kids came up to me and they're like, "Hey, can I get your autograph?" I was like, "Man, I'm nobody, you know." Like they're asking for me for my autograph. I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool," you know. Like that. Oh, so this is how it is. This is how it feels like, you know, to be in that spot.
I'm on my school DJ battle when I was like a junior in high school. It was like '98 or something. You know, I wanted to show everyone up because I was pretty quiet during high school. And then when I finally went up there, man, I guess I blew up the spot from what people's reactions, and like I just felt so good that day, you know. You dream of days like that, you know.
It was like for a church thing, and there was a positive vibe, all this stuff, and they wanted us to perform, so we did a performance, and like in the middle of our performance, you hear the whole stadium, like this whole stadium just yelling, people running, like they blocked off the middle part, so then like the kids could do dances and stuff, and people just ran to the front. You see in the video, people running to the front to see us. Yeah, people are yelling, people are screaming. Some parts you don't even hear our routine, and like they're just yelling, and at the end it's just like a bomb hit. Like right when we ended, it was like, and I was like, whoa, this is what it feels. And like that was a show that we didn't expect to be like, oh, you know, hey, let's practice really hard and let's impress everybody. It was like sort of like, oh, cool, we're gonna do this for, you know, the kids, you know, the younger ones, and you know, maybe inspire them. And all of a sudden we were like overwhelmed with how many people were coming up to us asking us for autographs, and I was like, whoa, you know, like just blown away. Yeah. So that was like the greatest, probably one of the greatest.
It was at a club, just a little bar at a little club. We weren't doing any scratching, we were just mixing, and there was a big crowd there, and you just throw on it at the jam, and everybody would freak out, or you'd pull off a obscure mix, and then everybody would just be like, and kind of like check you out, and it's just like everyone around you, you know. I mean, of course there's alcohol and stuff involved because it's in a bar, but everybody around you is just, you know, on the same boat, and you know, you're controlling like, you know, whatever, like 200, 300 people are in a club.
It is a rush looking into the audience, man, and seeing all these cultures singing your song or singing to your music, and they're there for you. They're there in support of.
I was in Medellin, Colombia, and I was performing for like 6,000 people. It was just a sea of people. At first I was a little nervous, but once I got into my routine and just started mixing stuff, it was just so beautiful. The people were like really appreciative of the music and stuff, and they were just like, some people didn't even dance, they were just studying me, they were just like watching me the whole time. It was broadcast through the television, like if I was like Ricky Martin or something, it was crazy. After I performed, just everybody showing so much love, like wow. Plus my mom comes from a Colombian background too, so it feels good to bring back, you know, to the motherland.
Yeah, and this kid comes up to me and he goes, hey, are you in the Finger Bangers? And I was like, yeah, man. And he was like, yeah, I have your record. And like, my brother's teaching me how to scratch. And I was like, for real? How old are you? And he was like, oh, I'm about 11. And I was like, this kid's 11 years old scratching. And that means like, you know, the kids are getting younger and younger. And I was like, cool, man. And he's like, yeah, nice to meet you, man. Someday I want to battle you. And I was like, what? I was like, this kid has the mentality. And he's just like, you know, he just walked away. And I was like, that's like, you know, he has that DJ mentality. And I was like, this kid, man, he respects me, he's staying, but he wants to battle me one day. Like when he gets better, he's gonna be the guy that's gonna take me out. Like, you know, and that's funny. It's like, it's cool, and that moved me. I was like, maybe I am like putting a positive effect on people.
I think my best experience that I could remember is ScratchCon 2000. I got to meet like all of my greatest influences, like Executioners, Invisible Scratch Pickles. I saw my brother up there. And that was the first time in my entire life that I saw him like higher. Like I see him every day, you know, it's just my brother, like we beat each other up or whatever, but I saw him on stage and I saw him as like what everyone else sees him as. Like he's their like icon. And that's how I saw him for the first time.
The lowest point in my career would have to be in my own hometown. We perform worldwide. Everywhere we go, we say, oh, we're from San Jose, California, San Jose, California. First crew out of San Jose, California to bring like a 2000 ITF Western Hemisphere Team Championship home. Every time we perform there, it's like we're performing with these singers and these guys that are just from our town, graduated around the same time we did, and they're like, all right, you're going to open up for them. And I was like, we have no problem with that. We were like, okay, we do that. And like the crowd out there is like, you know, they're there to see us. And I was like, okay, cool. So we opened up for them, and the first thing that they say, yo, local artists straight out of San Jose, you know, these local talents, they made it, blah, blah. And they kept on bringing up local. And like every other show we go to, it's like, oh yeah, dude, you're so tight, man. You're, I can't believe you're from San Jose. You're local and stuff. And we're like, yeah, it's cool, you know. And we're like, it kind of hurts, but it's kind of good, like, you know, like that they know that we still keep it real to San Jose, like keeping it real again. Sure. But it kind of hurts because we did come out of the box, and when we were in San Jose and we started off, no one supported us really. We went to San Francisco, which is like an hour away from us, and like we got nothing but love. And then when we blew up in San Francisco and then started blowing up like on the East Coast and, you know, all over, then San Jose was like, oh yeah, they're from here, you know, those are the guys right there.
When I started, not when I started, but I guess when you know, I was kind of like beginning, I went to this party, and there was like house parties. A lot of DJs started out DJing at house parties and stuff, and this was actually a hall party, and I had gone up and I was just hanging out, and some of my friends were DJing, and they're all, hey Dominic, can you throw on a record? I gotta go to the bathroom, okay? And these people are dancing. I'm like, oh, I didn't bring my records. Oh, just choose some of mine, whatever, you know? I'm like, all right, and I chose a record I was pretty familiar with. At least I thought I was, and I you know, I go in to mix the record, and like it was totally not the beat that I thought it was, and I had to push it to match the beat, and it's just like, and I was just, oh man, I just gotta stop it, and then I accidentally pressed stop on both of them, and so the whole dance floor just stops, and they just like look back at me, and they're like, what's going on? And I just had to start off the record, and it's like, and then it starts again, and I'm just like, just earth, just, you know. I just wanted to, like, you know, die right there and just be like, man, I quit.
The bad thing that happened when I entered the San Francisco Regional DMC 2001, like, I felt like I was ready, you know, I felt it was my fate to, like, put it down in that battle, but, like something, you know, needle skipped and something like that in my prelims, so I didn't even make it out the prelims. I don't really trip off losing that much, but when I lose without giving myself a chance, then that's when I really get disappointed. If you lose with dignity, like, you know you did good, then, you know, I mean, I personally can live with that.
One show, we came back and did a show for free, like, just, we said, hey, we're just going to do this, and we did it at this small club in San Jose, just so then people could get in, and, like, we got no love. Everyone was like, you know, oh, you guys should be better than that, you guys, you know, and we go on the internet and see people putting down, like, oh, yeah, the Finger Bangers show was whack, and okay, so, you know, we slowed down on the shows in San Jose, and then they go, oh, well, now they're too big to do shows in our town, and, like, it's just, it's kind of weird. It's weird to, like, get hit from home, you know? It's like everybody else likes your music but your mom.
When you're not aware of, like, your surroundings.
At the end of the set, you're like, what happened?
It doesn't really bother me that the people are watching me.
You know, you kind of go into a trance, and, like, that's when I know, like, my set was just right on.
That's like my zone too. It's like in a trance, I guess, basically.
Just the crowd reaction, making people happy. I love it.
Yeah, so you just kind of have to feel the crowd. Like, you have to know what they want.
They feed off of you, and you feed off of them.
That's what every artist goes through.
If you're into your set, they're gonna be into your set.
It becomes harmonious after a while.
If you feel like you're mad and you show it to the crowd, they'll be like, oh damn, he's just crazy right now. If you're mellow, they'll just feel it like mellow on the level. So I think it's like equilibrium.
I played baseball for maybe 10, 11 years of my life, and it was fun, and I really loved doing it. But when I discovered, you know, DJing, I would get more out of it, you know, more kind of, I guess, fulfillment from music than I did from, you know, catching a bass off, throwing it. You know, I have a passion to push myself to be, you know, the best that I can in DJing.
Oh, I love the smell of records, and I love the way you know, when my finger touches a record, I have control over a club, I have control over a crowd. I love the essence of it. I love playing break beats.
People come up to me and go, oh man, that was dope. I was like, no, That was terrible. It's just my nature of pushing myself to do better.
I just love to do what I do.
A lot of cats put their heart into it.
But some of these younger kids, I see the fire. Like, they still have the eye of the tiger in them.
A lot of hip hop still has that rough feeling where people are just they're just that's what they're doing, and they're doing it for the love of music.
I want to keep up with this. Like, seeing all these guys today, like, kind of opened my eyes. Like, okay, you gotta practice again. You know, not to get better, but at least you can hang with all these guys. You know, these guys are putting all their heart and soul into this, and
It's people that are actually like, they really care, and they're like really trying to do the thing to make a difference in music. You might not find that in like a lot of commercial stuff. I find it very therapeutic.
It's my livelihood. It's my vent.
We don't even need to talk to each other. We could just kind of scratch, and it's just to get everything out.
I have a few other vents like martial arts.
And you want to do it more and more.
I see right now, if I didn't have it, I wouldn't be able to breathe. You have something to take this whole bunch of stress that life brings, which is natural.
I let all my frustrations out when I'm like, when I'm really on fire.
And then you come back again.
Energy starts to come out, and it's kind of hard to mess up after that because you're so you're so in the zone.
I can put all this stress into creating rather than doing something stupid.
I've been driven to like goosebumps and like where the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, and you're like, damn, I can't believe you did that.
It's like my best friend, my girlfriend, my brother. It's like always been there for me, and it's like when I have problems, I'll go home and I'll scratch a certain way, or I'll make a routine that's a little angrier.
You know, Dizzy Gillespie, picked up the saxophone, and you could see he was just like blowing his whole body out. He was just giving it everything he had. If you do that with what you love and what you do, I think people are gonna notice, and they're gonna pick it up and feel it. And
it's very therapeutic.
If you want to make a name for yourself as far as a turntablist, like a straight up and down turntablist, you're entering competitions because there's really no. And I mean, you can do it other ways, but it'll just take you like 3 more years. You enter a competition if you believe in what you do. First of all, anybody that enters a competition, nobody goes up there and goes, oh, he's whack. Because just to get up on a stage in front of people, you have to respect that right then and there. It's not the easiest thing in the world. So if you think you're good, you want to go and you want to show everybody, yo, I love this. I love being a turntablist. I love this music. Yo, this is what I can do. Check it out. And you go up there, and then people respect that.
The downside would probably be you work the whole year for that 3 minutes, and if that 3 minutes doesn't work, you're trashed that year. Go to the next one. I think it's so much harder now to win. There's so much pressure on you. No tricks. Like, all the tricks have been taken, so you have to think like double, triple extra hard to try to come up with new stuff. I like commend all the new DJs. Like, they're actually stepping into this like, okay, I can win this.
9 out of 10 people that do battle are like best of friends. Like if you're on stage battling another crew, you could be dissing the hell out of each other. Oh, you suck. Oh, you're an idiot. But after the fact, they'll be like, oh, you got me. It's just cool about it. Everything is it's all love in this industry. That's what's so great about it.
Battling is, like, it's filled with emotions. Like, it's always flowing, whether it be nervousness, or just like tension before or after the battle. It's always going to be some kind of factor interrupting, your mental state. But it's like, afterwards, we all know we're all friends. We're going to practice together the next weekend. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, you just go there and you do your best, and you try to come out, you want your stuff to come clean, precise, and understandable. You want to get respect, and sometimes that's all that pacifies the average DJ.
With jealousy and everything, there is none. The DJ world is it's probably the most peaceful element of hip hop. There's 4 elements of hip hop, and DJing is the most peaceful one because we all feed off of each other. And if I'm battling against this other guy and I really want to win and he ends up winning, then I have nothing but the utmost respect for him. And plus, it also tells me that I need to practice a little bit more, It gives me that drive to, keep my eyes on the prize even more now. So there's never any jealousy or bitterness when someone else wins. It's all just the utmost respect. Unless, there's politics involved. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to, name scenarios or anything, but Sometimes there is that whole favoritism thing where the judges might be really close to this competitor, and you know, with their judging, they can advance them as far as they want to, you know, just because they're friends. And yeah, it is really upsetting, but you know, it happens with a lot of things, you know.
Figure skating.
Oh yeah, figure skating. You know.
I mean, you can't stop it. I mean, there's always going to be jealousy. There's going to be always someone that's going to dislike your work, or is going to get jealous just because you're doing more, you know, shows, or you're getting paid more, or your routine is better than theirs. There's always going to be someone. But I think that's what keeps the competition flowing and elevating to the next level. I think it's good that maybe this guy is better than me, because then I could go home and work hard and try to be as good as him. You know what I mean?
I was this close to getting the title, you know. But it's not really like a big thing to me. Like, I'm not really sweating over it. It's just, you know, you mess up, and it always happens. So, you know, just move forward. I don't really. It doesn't really bother me if somebody gets robbed of a title or whatever. But you know, it's just like how. It's basically just how the results go. Like, if the results are bad, then that's how it is. You can't do anything about it. You know. Just move on. Like, there's a lot of people that said, "Oh man, I saw the video of this guy should have won," but it didn't happen that way. So that's their luck, you know.
If record labels would not worry about copyright issues and just let us do more routines with music, it would generate interest. Like, yo, what did he do with that song? What is that song? Oh, it's this. Well, where can I get that song? Oh, on this album. Let me buy the album. You know, it's not. You can't buy our routine. What we do, you're gonna buy the album. You want to hear the song. Like if I use something from like Usher, it's not like I take his album and just stand there and be like, oh, I'm playing your album. No, I mean, what they should do is the artist. Most of the artists actually like it. Because I've met a lot of these guys, they like what we do with their music. They like hearing their music done. When a producer when DJ Premier sits down and does a beat, and he does it one way, and he's nodding his head to it, and then 6 months later he sees a DJ at a competition destroying that beat, making it like incredible, like adding like 65 more beats to his one beat. He sits there and he goes, oh damn, look what the hell is he doing to my beat? Like, that's incredible. Like, he loves it. You know, other people love it. So, like, that copyright issue stuff, that's all record labels wanting to get paid. That's all it is. And I can understand that. It's a business.
Well, when I hear people say sampling is just, like, stealing other people's music and, you know, making it your own or whatever, it depends on, like, the artist. Like, can you make it sound totally different from the original? Can you make the original just sound totally different? If you can, then I feel like, man, you just created a whole nother piece. Because when we juggle up there, it's producing on the fly with 2 turntables. We don't have equipment. We don't have big SSL boards. We don't have compressors and gates, and we don't have delays. We don't have all these units. We have 2 turntables and a mixer. We have to take 2 songs that, you know, are already known, and you only have so many hi-hats and snares and kicks and, you know, like hits and all that stuff to change. But if you can change it and make it sound different, then I feel that should be, like, you know, considered a whole nother song, and people shouldn't really get mad about that, because that's sort of like complimenting the song. Like, if I use your song to do my set, then I'm using that to make my part, but I'm also advertising for you. You know, DJs aren't making big money off of you. We're not making $1 million off a show. We're not doing that. So what's wrong with us, you know, using it at the club, doing it at, probably our biggest shows would be like 50,000 people, you know, if we even get there. You know, we'll open up for a big band or something. And why not, like, you know, have your music flaunted and then let somebody else take it to another level?
When we sample, like, say I sample, I don't know, like a Velvet Underground song, it's sort of in a way, paying homage to the Velvet Underground. and also, like, if the song that I sample Velvet Underground for becomes a hit, then people are going to find out, oh, that's an old Velvet Underground song, you know? So they'll want to go out and get that song, get that record. Yeah. Basically, the way I've always thought about it was just kind of paying homage to, you know, the artists that we sample from.
I like look at sampling as, how did you sample it? You know, if you're making a beat, did you totally sample it? Like, you just took the whole part and just laid some other beat over it, and it's like, it sounds like nothing's changed, then that's a problem. But if you actually took their sample and really flipped it around where it sounds totally different, then I don't think there's a problem with that.
I think what the DJ is trying to do basically is they're taking their music and advancing it. And it's not like we're like taking it and using it exactly the way it was. What we're basically trying to do, we just take your music, manipulate it to make it sound nothing like the way you had it, and we're just advancing it for you.
If an old guitar player heard someone using their sounds, and the sound was like wah, and they heard someone going wow wow and just totally flipping the sound that they did, and it doesn't sound anything. It's unrecognizable. It's unrecognizable. So you're like, whoa, that sounds like something I could have done, but like, is that it? And I think it tripped them out, and actually do something to them. They probably don't get a chance to see that. Is the whole thing. It's like they don't get a chance to really hear like the cats in their bedrooms that are taking that and just flipping it different. I guess I have to respect the copyright because that's the wishes of the musician basically. But I mean, it sucks for someone like me that wants to put out a mixtape. You just have to pay, and someone like a bedroom DJ that's just trying to get on is not going to be able to pay unless they have some kind of special powers.
My way of fighting that whole thing is actually producing my own stuff and letting other DJs use it. I mean, I make break records for other DJs to use, and the first two that I made that are out right now, like I sampled a lot of people, and but I kept it really low. Like the numbers were really low. So like now I'm gonna come out with another one that's just totally all me. Like all the sounds come from me, and I wouldn't mind if another DJ took it, and just out of respect, doesn't have to pay me. Just put sampled Nobility from the Finger Bangers.
The minute I step out of my house and I say I'm gonna spin for a living, I'm gonna be a DJ for a living, then I'm doing it because I love it, but I also have to make money out of it. It has to become a business.
Business side, I mean, it's good, because you get to travel and see the world. And there's times when you get paid really well, and you're like, this is worth it. And there's times when you get paid peanuts, and you're like, and you kind of, your whole you get real emotional sometimes too, because you got to go back home to reality. You know what I mean? This is all fun.
You wanna go away. You wanna make money, man. You gotta go away for you ain't making money. The minimum, you gotta go away for at least a month. You wanna start making some money. And I missed my daughter's first step when I was on tour with Jam on the Groove. I mean, that's not cool. That's when you start feeling it right there. But then you gotta, I can't. I love it. I love what I do. I'll see you walk tomorrow. Nah, but no, yeah, I'm saying like that. In my personal, case in my career, whatever, my life, my sacrifices is not being able to be with my be with my girl or be with my daughters and stuff like that. But that's it. Otherwise, I'm out. See you later. I'm going on tour. Peace.
I'll put it before a lot of things. I mean, I quit my job just to join a competition because there was a DMC 3 years ago, and I wanted to compete. My boss didn't want to let me get off. I said, all right, fine. I took my apron off. I was like, see ya. And I left the job, and I was making okay money too. I might not be rich like I used to be, but hey, I'm doing what I want to do. It's difficult too, especially when you have a girlfriend. Oh man, thank God, single. Music is my girlfriend. So let's keep it like that for now.
You have to kind of branch off and do other things like I mentioned, producing. Most of the best hip hop producers are former DJs, and the reason why is because they know what sounds good, they know what the crowd wants, and they know how to give it to them.
You got to be versatile here. I'm not just talking about the music. Yeah. You got to play drums. You got to, you got to know how to freaking engineer. You got to know how to, produce. You got to know how to work computer programs. You got to know how to do computer graphics. You got to do the whole thing.
Most of us are forced to go towards self-promotion and stuff like that. That's where it's at. It's just independence. Putting out your own records, your own tools to battle in, stuff you can use, strategizing, your own attack. I always want to be a free artist regardless. I don't believe in letting someone control my destiny, so I like doing my routines and just producing my own beats and
DJs can communicate in a form of called question and answer.
You don't even have to like have your eyes open.
They just let a beat play and like, oh, that's sick, you know, like, what can I do to that?
I could ask Tico, what? And he'd be like, oh, what? And what?
And everyone vibes off each other.
He could be like, well, hit him up, I could be like, zip, 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 zip. And
a form of communication without talking.
We know what each other is saying, you know. Then that's our form of communication, and it's strong. It's a strong feeling.
I don't pay any mind to any naysayers who try to knock the art, because they don't understand what we're doing.
Like, they don't realize the difficulty level that's involved, the creativity level that's involved, the passion that DJs have for creating new sounds.
If someone comes and tries to knock it, then of course we're going to have our say, like, okay, cool, you're saying that, now here's my opinion.
I just think of it as a different, like, way of expressing ourselves.
We have to prove ourselves to everybody all the time. And it's a drag, but also at the same time it's, you know, trying to, you know, spread the knowledge.
When you hear, like, country music, I could say, oh man, that's just noise, but there's always a deeper meaning. There's always a deeper meaning to everything. And you have to really analyze that before you can make any judgments. And people are so judgmental on everything that it even seeps into music, and you know, and you can't really judge something that you don't know about, and that's something we learned through history.
Hey, hard like hey, Stack Calhoun. Calling me a sucker boy, you calling me a sucker boy, you calling me a sucker boy, you calling me a sucker boy, calling me a sucker boy.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with 45. I'm not gonna be cutting up Rock the Bells. I'll tell you that much.
I watch movies like Buena Vista Social Club, and I look at where those musicians came from and where they are now. And a lot of those guys are old, man, and they're like shredding ass musicians, you know what I'm saying?
Hopefully I'm freaking retired someplace because I produce music.
I just want to be a turntablist like that, man. I just want to be able to hold my own and just keep coming with my own thing and wrecking it, you know, like those guys, man. Those guys are sick.
I want to have like a boys and girls clubs with like scratching or DJing, like open, you know, for the community. Because I feel like a lot of people would be interested if they had the opportunity to like experience this. Because it's like a one in a lifetime.
Like, I want to do a production and turntable music together and somehow make it commercial and commercial in the hip hop industry, and have MCs rhyme on it. You know, have it in a way where it can actually be the next new sound. Now, I'm still looking for it, but I'm almost there.
I want to be a preacher. I mean, I want to provide like stuff that were provided for me when I was like coming up, and like I want to teach like the young people, like a mentor. You know, I want to be there for somebody, because no one was really there for me when I was younger, because my dad passed away like a couple years ago. And you know, when I see a single kid, like sometimes like they're kind of jacked up, and, you know, I want to tell them it's alright and everything, man.
I want to be viewed as someone that really made his mark in the whole DJ scene. Like, if they were to hear my name, they'd be like, oh yeah, I remember him. Yeah, he was the one that did that one set, right? Yeah.
I'll be into hip-hop when I'm older. I got to. This is my thing.
My goal is just to reach out and make people, you know, just like say, hey, you know, you got a nice style that you've innovated, or, you know, use nice patterns or whatever. Just make people say, you know, hey, he's a good turntablist.
Oh, and I want to go Africa and India and see lions and tigers.
There's a lot of kids that are not educated on hip hop.
Too technical and too crazy.
They don't know the hip hop from like back in the days.
And they're not paying attention to what happened back in the day.
A real DJ should like listen to all types of hip hop.
Like Premier and Aladdin.
Just because they see you scratching, they think that that's the music you have to buy.
Keep adding new music to your sets.
There's always like other different sounds. Just don't be limited.
Don't be closed-minded to one particular style music.
Don't try to go all crazy. It's not how fast you put your notes in, it's where you put your notes. Try to put them in the right place, man, and try to bring it back to day one and
stick to the fundamentals.
Be one with the music.
Buy the right equipment right off of the jump. You know, just buy the right stuff you need. Makes it easier. You know, you can put your weight down without worrying about anything.
Collect a lot of records. Records are an essential part of DJing.
Change your profession, because this does not last.
It's not all peaches and cream.
Nothing's really promised, you know, like There's no golden road for anyone.
You're not going to get the gigs.
Music comes from the heart, and as long as you keep it there, you're going to make it.
You're going to have the creative block.
It has a lot to do with who you know and timing.
You're going to have lack of money.
Keep positive, and you don't step on anybody else's toe, you'll make it.
You're not going to get the girls.
I'm just trying to make moves. That's it. You got to be ready to make moves.
You're going to be in the house a lot more than your friends because you have to be there perfecting your craft.
It's good to get some notes of how other DJs perform their techniques.
Technically, everyone bites.
But if you do everything that they're doing, you're not making your own style. So you're pretty much living the life of that other person.
But it's those that take someone else's style and add themselves to it, then present it out there.
It's very important to like develop your own style.
Just do the best you can while you know your card is out there.
To follow their dream.
Keep pushing. Don't listen to people telling you to stop.
Nothing can ever stop you but yourself.
If you're feeling it, do it.
That dream is what drives you.
Try to be original with it. Keep moving forward.
So important about this is in the long run, you know, we're all doing this to have fun and say we did something in our lifetime that was really cool.
Approach it from your heart, basically. If it's in you, it's gonna shine.
Keep it musical and keep it fun. Keep the vibe going.
I would like to tell the world to loosen up. Music is concerned, loosen up. Open up, have a good time. It's music, it makes you dance, makes you feel good.
I can see, you know, down the road, the same people listening to a CD of that same thing and saying, oh wait, there is a pattern there. I can follow that. I can see what he's doing.
There's some music that's for you. There's some music that's not for you. I mean, you can choose to take it in, or you can choose to keep it out. But it's an expression.
It's just about being, you know, one with the music, feeling the vibe, feeling like that, you know, you could do anything.
If you open your eyes and listen to it, I mean, like, pay attention, I mean, it's not that bad.
I just hope that people like it.
You just have this love inside your heart that you just know when you feel, you know, the hip hop, the music.
Just enjoy life. Sit back and enjoy hip hop. Sit back and enjoy drum and bass. Sit back and enjoy rock. Sit back and enjoy classics. Sit back and enjoy jazz. Just loosen up.